coming into consciousness and incorporating it in your music and not using the N word. Because I was looking on your Instagram, it was a little clip where you was working with like a nonprofit. From my experience, I seen like a lot of the St. Louis battle rappers, they kind of got involved in the community. Maybe it was a little bit after like Mike Brown died. St. Louis had a spotlight. A lot of people was coming out and trying to, change things. And like you say, St. Louis is real wild. Because when I was going down there, it was like most dangerous cities: St. Louis, Detroit. It was a couple Midwest cities. You know what I'm saying? But if you could just talk about that, being in a place that's known for so much violence, but then trying to teach people and get them to change.
Yeah, my path like kind of started out young, man. I started out like heavy in the church, and then kind of I went to the military, and that'll put you closer to God, if you know, than anything. Getting ready, getting ready for a lot of that kind of stuff. Just I didn't stay in like a full term or anything, but then I got out. Um, I just wanted to, like, Andre 3000, like, like, was probably one of my favorite artists. Like, definitely not probably. I was like, is it in a major like just influence, but like not wanting to go that far, but like you'd be surprised. Like, I'm not like a person who I'm not a big Nas fan. Um, I just wanted to know the truth and tell the truth. And it's crazy, like, now, like, because we're in a day and age where like you're supposed to like speak the narrative, and that's not necessarily the truth. Like, people spin the truth, and so telling the truth in itself takes courage. Being like, I grew up like a Christian evangelist basically, and we kind of knew that we weren't gonna be like, go around preaching the gospel. And I, like, a lot of people kind of fell into that woke. I guess we would say wokeness, kind of. So, like, just discovering, like, feeling like I discovered something, and like, reading farther into like African spirituality and consciousness, and what we have is a narrative here, um, but just like continuously like asking for the truth and being available for when the truth is spoken, because a lot of people, they'll back up from, like, telling the truth in order to be cool, and I'm not that guy. Like, I will fuck up fun telling the truth, like, real fast. Like, I'm the guy that's going to say, hey, let's let's talk about race, religion, and creed in this conversation. And like, because like I want to know the truth, and I want to like find a consistency. And so that's what the truth has to be, is consistent. Um and needing that consistency and searching for that, author of consistency. Because like there's inconsistency, and then there's consistency, and the universe. And so like God, the Most High, is the force that brings order out of chaos. He enters the consistency into the equation that allows for this, circumstance to happen. And so when you're trying to be God like really, seeking a relationship with God, and like they say, form follows function. Um, God, again, like, okay, form is order, and when something is like out of order, is dysfunctional, and when something is in order, it is functional. And back to the force that brings order out of chaos, brings, light out of darkness. Once you get like, when you look at any function, like you're expecting 1 plus 1 to equal 2, right? And so whenever like 1 plus 1 starts becoming 11, that you have something that's incorrect in your, code, program, algorithm, or whatever. I say that because you can have the values there and then, but it's just computing wrong. And so continuously, just seeking and searching for the truth, man. And like I got a chance to travel and see other people's truth and look at how other people engage this life experience that we have. And I found out that we were living some truths that weren't true. And when you engage with the truth, then you get the karma of it. And so one of those truths that we are trying to live that's just not that's inconsistent is the N word. So we're actually humans, and we're just children. We're just and a lot of us are like undeveloped children at that. But a child like is a different energetic response than the N word. You get these, and so the expectations of a child and a human, and like like they're subpar expectations for an N word. So you're going to naturally have a lower energy when dealing with the frequency. And so like when you're dealing on a human level, there's possibility, there's potential, there's but like with the N word, it's just negative. It just decreases. It just degenerates. And so once I just started operating on a human level and looking at what the Most High made, and like looking at some premium people, like because there are people that are just better than other people. Like let's get out and what they do and don't do to one another. Um, I was like, man, I want to treat my people like that. I was like, that'd be cool if we could just treat each other like that. Oh man, they like treat each other like they belong to somebody's kids, or like the women act like they treat their husbands like they want somebody to treat their son. And like, oh man, it's like they make their daughters treat their brothers in a way that they want, to build families. They just, man, it's so like I love how Mexicans and Muslims behave and treat each other. And wherever you have family culture, and if you understand the Bible, and like just like the Holy Bible and like the truth and like just how the word of God is set up in there, because it's not just the white man's word. Like it could so easily be distorted to like adhere to all man's desires and make man God, but it doesn't. It is really hard to follow. That's how you know it's not man's word, because it is difficult to follow it. And but when if you strive for it and you understand how God blesses family first, and that by choosing family and what it takes to be available to family, then we choose God. Then we can work everything else out.